Welcome back, guys, to this week's video. So today I'll be doing a lab, a hands-on, and the concept I want to demonstrate in this lab is just how inter-VLAN routing is done between switches when you have a layer 3 switch, so that you have different VLANs on the network, and without using a router, you can do inter-VLAN routing. Traffic can be transferred across different VLANs just using a layer 3 switch. So this is our topology. We have a multi-layer switch, 3650, and then we have 3 layer 2 switches, which is 26 switches, and 3 PCs, all in different VLANs, and a server also in a different VLAN. So I'm using packet tracer just for simplicity in this lab. So let's start. So as you can see, these are the steps that we are going to take in this lab. We have about 6 steps. So let's start. So let's start with the first step. So we will first configure the 3650 using these steps here. These are the steps we'll use. Okay, let's just start. So the first thing we'll do is to configure the SVIs. So these ones will act as the gateways for the various VLANs, for the respective VLANs, as you can see. So we'll start to configure those ones. We'll start with VLAN 1. The first thing we need to do is we need to check what VLANs are configured on this switch. So VLAN. So we use this command to check. Sorry. So as you can see, we only have VLAN, the default VLAN, which is VLAN 1, and all the interfaces are on VLAN 1. This is the default behavior of a switch. And then we have already VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 are configured here. So they are active, but there's no port that is associated with the VLANs. So we will start first to, since we don't have VLAN 30 and VLAN 100, we will configure that. So VLAN 30, and then VLAN 100. There we go. So then so we will start with the first SVI. SVI in this case stands for a switched virtual interface. It is an interface that is associated with the VLAN. It's a virtual switch. It's a virtual interface. So we start with the interface. That's now how you define a virtual interface. So you just do interface, then the VLAN, and then the number. So VLAN 1. Then we assign it IP just like any interface, just like any physical interface. Dot 254. Then the subnet mask. .0. So that is it. Then you unshut the port. Make it active. Then the port comes up. So we proceed. We do the same for interface for VLAN 10. Interface VLAN 10. So this interface just comes up automatically, but it is also always good. It's advisable to just unshut it when you, just for safety purposes. You never know. So we assign it to an IP address. Just 10.1.10.254. So then we unshut it, and then we do the same for VLAN 20. VLAN 20. IP address, which is 10.1.20.254, and we do 255.255. Okay, now all the SVIs are configured, so let's do some basic checks. So once we just show VLAN brief again, just to confirm all the VLANs are in the database. Sorry, so the wrong mode. So show VLAN brief. There you go. So you see, now we had only these 3 VLANs and the default ones, but now you see we have extra 30 and 100. Then let's see, show IP interface brief, just to confirm all our SVIs are up and they have, so you see here are our SVIs, you see they're all up. VLAN 1 is up, but so that's fine. Let me just check, show, run. So yeah, we're okay, we can continue. Then now we move, I just want to be done with the core switch, so I'll move to this port, the one that connects to the server. So this will be an access port because it connects to an end device. So we will configure this G1020 as an access port. So let's just do that config. So we'll go to interface G1020. When you give it an IP address, so no, we don't give it an IP address because this is a switch port. So we can't give it an IP address. We just configure it as an access port. So it will be switch port mode access. And then now we associate this port with its respective VLAN, which is VLAN 100. So we do switch port access, then VLAN 100. So see, you see now this orange here, STP is happening, and then it will resolve when that is done. Then so there's this port 4, number 4 in our instructions. This one, number 4 here. We have to configure ports between switches as trunks. So this port, this one, G1001, 02, and 03, and also on the access access switches, we will do these ports as trunk ports. So let's work on the ports on the core switch, the 3 ports. So let's start with interface G1/0/1. So this one we are going to configure it as a track port because it's supposed to carry traffic for the different VLANs. So switch port, then mode trunk. Then we are going to put a command. This command in dynamic trunking protocol, the ports can dynamically form a trunk, but when we put this command, then we need to do it manually. We are disabling the option to dynamically form a trunk, and then we are going with the options to do it manually. So yeah, I will go with that just to be safe. And then that's it. You see now, the VLANs had gone down, but they've come back, and you can see there's still this orange bit here. That means this port is not it's not up, it's not active, because as we've put this command here. That means chunking is not happening dynamically. So that means we have to go to this other end and do the same. So let's continue. So I'll do it for the next port. So let's do some checks and confirm what if the ports. We'll just pick a sample port. I think we will do this first one just to see sure. Then the interface. We just want to check the status of that port. So you can see here switch port is enabled. This is the port, and you can see the mode. It is operating as a trunk, and the encapsulation is 802.1q. So you can see .1q, which is 802.1q. And then you see what I did. Negotiation of trunking is off because I used that command for no negotiate. So trunking is off. And allowed VLANs, you can see it. All VLANs are enabled and they are allowed. So there's an option for you to filter the VLANs that are allowed on a trunk port, but I want to do it on this lab, so you can continue. So I think in terms of the core switch, we are now done. Yeah, I think we're now done. So we will move to the access switches, and we will start with switch 1. Start with switch 1. So for switch 1, we first need to configure all the VLANs. No, we need to configure the VLAN 10 because there's only one VLAN connecting to this switch, which is VLAN 10. Because if we can just do basic checks, show VLAN brief. You see, we don't have any. We only have the default VLANs. So what we do first, config T. I will just configure VLAN 10 here. So VLAN 10. There's an option of using VTP, but I'll just do it manually. So VLAN 10. So we already have VLAN 10. Then the next thing we do is we do the SVI. See here, switch 1, the SVI, and on VLAN 1. This is just like for management for VLAN 1. So we'll do interface VLAN 1, and then give it an IP address of 10.1.1.1 and a mask of /24. Then the unshut. So it has come up. Then the next thing we do, since we already have the VLAN, we configure the trunk ports. So you see this part is now the trunk port on this end. So we go to interface G 0/1. Then we configure it as a trunk port. Mode trunk. There you go. Then there you go. So I think we are done up until there. Right? Yeah, we're done. So we have configured the VLAN. We have configured the SVI. So we need to configure the default gateway so that for any for traffic that is unknown, that is not local, traffic that is not local, it will be forwarded to the gateway, to the default gateway. And in this case, our default gateway is the multi-layer switch. So we'll exit, and then IP default gateway. So in this case, our gateway for this network, the 10.1.1, the 10.1.1.0/24 network is 10.1.1.254. So it has to be on this. That has to be on the same network, 1.254. There you go. So we can do just some tests and confirm that this switch can reach the core switch 10.1.1.254. You see, it can reach the gateway. So we proceed now to the next switch, which is switch 2, and repeat the same. So just show VLAN brief. So you see we don't have the VLAN, but now in this case, the VLAN is supposed to be VLAN 20 for this one. In this switch, I'll just enable VLAN 20. So okay, so here's it. And then now we do the same. We configure the SVI. So VLAN 1 interface VLAN 1. Give it an IP address. It's 10.1.2. 1.2.255.255.255.0. Then we enable the port that comes up. Then we proceed now to configure this port as a trunk port. So interface G0/1. Then we configure this as a trunk mode trunk. Then we just do the same switch port, negotiate. Then that's it. So we have done the same. Then now we need to do the default gateway. So IP default gateway, which is 10.1.1.254. Then we just confirm if we can ping the gateway. So ping 10.1.1.254. There you go. Just to confirm, because now we already have everything set up for switch 1 and switch 2, we can confirm if switch 2 can ping switch 1. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it failed maybe because of the ARP process, the first two. Okay, so I think we are done with switch 2. Let's proceed to switch 3. Just the same old. So I'll fast track here. Yeah, I'm just confirming if this switch can ping switch 1. Okay, it can ping switch 1. Let's see if it can ping switch 2. Yeah, we are good to go. So the last bit now where we are left is to configure our end devices in the right with the right details. So the details we're using are these ones here, from here. So PC1, PC2, PC3, and the VLAN and the server. So we just come here. We just need to give it an IP address. So here this one is in VLAN 10. So the network is 10.1.10. The IP is 10. The respective /24. So we do the respective subnet mask. .255.0. Then we give it now the default gateway. So the default gateway for this network is this one here. This is now for VLAN 10. This is the default gateway. So we'll do that here, which is 10.1.10.254. Okay, I think that should be okay. Yeah, that should be okay. So we proceed and do the rest. Let's do the same for the rest. Okay, now all our end devices are connected, and yeah, we are done now. So we are on step 5 and step 6 here. So we're just doing verification of what we need to do. We just need to do the verification. So what we'll go back to our network. Let's start with let's start with PC1. Let's confirm that PC1 can ping all the other end devices. So can ping each other in the services. So we just come here to the command prompt. Start with PC2, which is 10.1.20.20. See if we can ping that. Okay, it's failing. I need to figure that out. Just give me a moment. I'll be back. Guys, I'm back. I figured out where my problem was. Remember that this is a layer 3 switch. So by default, it just operates. It's a multi-layer. Yeah, multi-layer switch. So by default, it operates as a layer 2 switch. So you need to enable IP routing for it to be able to route traffic between different VLANs or different networks. So I had forgotten to do that. This is on the core switch, the multi-layer switch. So I had forgotten to do that. So you just will enable that. This is the command IP routing. So we should be able to now ping each other from these pieces. Let's confirm that. So yeah, that's the aspect of learning that I am for. Sometimes you forget these things. So let's see if now we can ping. Okay, we still cannot. Guys, I'm back. After correcting that issue with IP routing, I have realized I didn't do something very, very important. I didn't associate these ports, the access ports, with their respective VLANs. So I think I jumped the gun right there. So let me correct that. So here we go. So we do this interface. This one first zero. This one first 01. First Ethernet 01. So /1. So we need to configure it as a switchport mode access, and then associate the port with its respective VLAN, which is now in this case for switch 1 it should be VLAN 10, right? Then we proceed to the next switch, which is VLAN 20 in this case. So interface first 01, switchport mode access, and then we associate it with the VLAN access VLAN 20, and then now we go to our switch, the third switch, which is interface first 01, then switch port, then here we have then this is VLAN 30. I forgot that, very crucial. Then always remember to save. Always remember to save your work. There we go. So let's see if we can now ping. Let's start with the server and see if we can ping PC1, which is 10.10.10. Okay, that is successful. Let's go to PC. Oh, sorry. Let's just take here and see if we can ping the other VLANs. That is PC3. Can't ping. Oh, sorry, I'm pinging the wrong IP. Sorry. It should be 30. That's okay. Let's do PC2. Okay, so server can ping all the PCs. Let's come back here and see now. Let's start. This is PC2. PC2 is pingable. Let's do PC3. So this is, we are pinging from PC1. So let's see if we can, PC3 is reachable. And finally, let's ping the server. Should be reachable. Okay, let's proceed to PC2 pinging PC1, reachable. PC2 pinging PC3, reachable. And PC3 pinging the PC2 pinging the server. PC2, not 3, pinging the server, reachable. So let's now do the last checks for PC3. So we'll start with PC3 pinging PC1. 10.1.10.10, that's PC1, can reach PC1, and then PC2 pinging PC3 pinging PC2, reachable, and finally PC3 pinging the server. And there we go. So traffic can now flow from one VLAN to another, as we've seen. So yeah. Thank you guys for sticking with me and watching as I make mistakes and learn. And that is the essence of why we do these things, so that we can get to understand. So thank you for sticking around, and thank you for coming back. If you've not subscribed, please do so that you can work with me in this journey. Thank you again, and bye-bye.